Okay, so welcome to number 4. So just a quick recap of what we've done so far. Theory-wise, we have the Nataraj, which is a symbol for the emanation, maintenance, dissolution, concealment, which is Maya, and his grace. These are his 5 acts. Of course, there are mythological narratives that go with his dances, of which there are many. We're not dealing with those. There's a book by David Smith, The Dance of Shiva, if anyone is interested in that side of the dance. Kumaraswamy, Ananda Kumaraswamy has got a really nice article on the dance of Shiva. The dance that we're dealing with is his dance of, they call it destruction, but there isn't really any destruction. They call it more dissolution, so it's transformation, because nothing is ever lost. It only ever transforms. So this dance is called Nadanta, Nadanta, and that is Nada, which is sound, and Anta, which is end. And together it's a compound, the end of sound. So it's the end of sound, the vibration, which is the emanation. So the universe, another word for the universe is Jagat, which is that which moves. So vibration is the essence of movement. So the end of sound vibration is the end of the universe. But of course, they're in cycle. So everything that we do has a beginning, a maintaining factor, and an end. So the dance is a universal symbol for everything, that all phenomena, let's say. Movement creates conflict. We can look at that, or fluctuations of the mind is a way of saying is conflict from rest. So if we look at, if anyone, Grant, I know you are, if anyone else is familiar with music and stringed instruments, if you pluck a string and another string, you're trying to tune it to the same string, you find is that the string will vibrate in dissonance. So until it finds the exact same vibration or frequency, it will vibrate. Yeah. And that vibration is a conflict until it rests within the same frequency. And in that point, then it becomes still. Okay. So as I said, so Barbara, you just joined. We're not going to be doing too much talking, but if there are any questions up to date, now's a good time, because we're going to do a bit more practice today. Any questions? No? Okay. So in the beginning, you have stillness, you have the Shiva consciousness. So everything that is emanating is a thought form. The vibration is a thought form. Because everything that comes into existence actually starts as a thought before it becomes manifest. There are states of consciousness. So the initial void or throbbing, or the prakash, which is supreme consciousness, which is just pure light, he decides then that he wants to manifest the universe. And so he, within himself, I don't want to use the word separates, because he doesn't separate. It's sort of still within himself, but he distinguishes between his energy, Shakti, who is the pure self-awareness of his consciousness. So together you have Prakash, which is pure, transparent luminescence, and pure self-awareness. These two are the first 2 tattvas in the product of the universe. And then after this, the emanation starts by a throbbing, this the two which, together they create this friction. And then from there, the three energies, will, knowledge, and action, come. These are the next three tattvas. Yeah, so in total, that's the five first tattvas. And then from this is the matrix, but it's still in an unmanifest situation at this point. And then from here, then you have Maya, who is known as the, she conceals with five armors. These five armors are the things that separate us from the infinite consciousness. Okay. And then from there you have the matrix of the manifest world. These are all thought processes, different states of consciousness. So the limited state, which is the one that we're in, where we have the individual limited, separated from the totality, subject versus object. So what happens in our limited worldview is that we look at things, and the things that we look at, we identify. We don't remember necessarily, or most people in this state don't remember to be aware of that which is looking, subject, object. So these states can be broken down into how the pure subject awareness of the self, subjective, goes through permeations and projections, which then end up at the view of just the objective world, which is the world of duality. So I don't know if you've heard of the all these blind people looking at or feeling an elephant, and they all have a different description of the elephant depending on where they're feeling. So their view is limited. They're only seeing one part of the whole. And so for the aspirants who are looking to recognize their divinity, or that from which they came, their source, for them, the journey backwards is towards the source. So starting to disintegrate the objective world, the limited consciousness, to slowly make their way back to the boundless consciousness. And by knowing the, let's say, the qualities of the boundless, we can use that information to take what we can, not all at the same time, but incrementally and slowly as a practice, to start to work our way back. Now, because it's a matrix, there's no first you do this, then you do this, then you do this. You can pick up from anywhere. And I think that's what's a nice thing about it, even though there are naturally stages, but the stages are there because we are in the consciousness of time and space. But really, there is no time and space in the other consciousness. So it's not necessary to be in that krama mode of first this, then this, then this. At least I don't think so. So, for example, that state is known as the state where all thoughts are appeased. I'll just say the thoughts where the state where all thoughts are appeased. So it means that any thought that comes in is appeased. And so already that gives us a hint of what we can practice in order to start to experience that. Yeah? We are living in the world of duality. So that means yes, no, left, right, up, down, etc. It's They're the conflicting, antagonizing opposites. And so if we wish to remove ourselves from that, we then have to find the junction point between the two. Yes? Already that in itself is enough. If we were able to do that much, we would be there. So it's a personal journey. There's no, you must do this, 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 and this. You go with what resonates and where you are and however much further you have to go there. So that's all I really wanted to say today. I would like to work on the Ananda Dandava, which we started last month. And what we did is we took it from left to right only, just getting used to the different hand positions. The legs are not so difficult. And then today I wanted to introduce the turning that comes with it. So it's a circular thing. So we move in two directions. I'll break that down. And then what I wanted to do was introduce the next karana, which is the talasam sportitam, which is the tala is plain, sam is the same, sport is a spark. So really what you'll see when you do this movement is it looks very much like the churning of the ocean. Does anybody know the mythological story of the churning of the ocean? So it's the story where briefly the mountain is being pulled in each direction by the serpent, and first of all from the friction and the heat that is produced, which is signifying transformation from the tapas, let's say. First and foremost, all the poison all the bad stuff comes out. This is how Shiva got his blue throat, because he then swallowed the poison and Parvati stopped it from going down. Anyway, then at the end comes the Amrit, which is the nectar of immortality. So by the tapas, all the stuff that we have to clean up from the ego side of the states of the ego and the instincts, they all have to be cleaned up before we can get to that nectar. So what I'm going to do